Hi! Welcome to another very short episode of Wilderness Survival Tips, the internet's guide for archaeologists by archaeologists. This is going to be hopefully a short episode. I'm just going to answer an anonymous ask that I got on my Tumblr, and I figured it was better to film a nice short, cool video to answer it rather than typing a really long response. I'm going to start off by apologizing for the likely poor quality of this video. I've had a lot of computer issues lately, and so I'm filming on a really old MacBook with photo booth. So it kind of looks like I'm in a really bad soap opera. It's all like dreamy, but I'm sorry. It'll get sorted out when I have enough money for a new laptop and proper camera. Hopefully soon. Anyways, the anonymous question that I got was, "Hi, rural archaeologists. I'm going to be going on my first field school this year. Do you have any field archaeology tips?" And this is kind of a very big, open-ended question. So I thought the way I would answer it would be to give you my top 3 tips for field archaeology. My very general top 3 tips. So, tip number 1 is get enough sleep. I cannot stress this enough. It is probably my most important tip of all time. Get enough sleep. Even if you're in really great shape and you go for hikes all the time and stuff, the kind of work you're going to be doing as a field archaeologist is very different than what you're used to, and it's incredibly strenuous. And so no matter what you do, you're going to be exhausted all the time. And I can't be emphatic enough about this, but the 6 hours you're usually getting probably isn't going to cut it, because your body needs time for your muscles to rebuild in the night, and your brain needs time to rest, and nobody wants to work with a really irritable coworker in the field. And if it's your first field school, you're going to be irritable very early on if you're not getting enough sleep. So you're probably going to be getting up with the sun at like 5 or 6 a.m. So make sure you go to bed at like 8 or 9 p.m. And if you start this early enough, your sleep hygiene will be fabulous by like a week into your field school or your first field project. So get enough sleep, go to bed early, buy earplugs, get a face mask, take some melatonin. Not doctor recommended advice, by the way. I'm just saying what I do. That's how you get enough sleep. Super, super important. Tip number 2 is make sure you eat enough and you eat properly. This is another one that people kind of neglect because they're not realizing exactly how many calories they're burning by doing field work. And so most people don't eat enough, and then they feel tired and faint and really cranky by the end of the day. So you need to eat enough. I've worked with a lot of type 1 diabetics and with people who have like medically diagnosed low blood sugar, and so they get the actual medical hangries, and they're not fun to work with when they're hangry, but it's made me realize how much we're all very affected by a lack of food. And so sometimes you may snap at a coworker or at a fellow student and not realize it's not because you're actually angry with them or because they stepped in your unit, God forbid. It's because you haven't had your afternoon protein. So get enough food and make sure it's good food. Don't fill yourself up with kind of empty calories. Try to eat a lot of complex carbs and fresh fruit and protein and the kinds of things that will keep you going. I like to make sure I eat enough protein because that is kind of the basis of my diet, and that's what keeps me going with like long-term energy. And I like to eat complex carbs because of the same thing. It's kind of like a slow burn of energy. But when I need a kind of sugar rush, I like to supplement with fresh fruit because you feel like you get that sugar that you need in the afternoon slump. So eat an apple or an orange, or even like a pudding cup. God, I love pudding cups. Eat those in the afternoon, and you'll feel like you get the little boost of energy that you need. But anyways, long tip short is eat enough, eat often, and eat well, because you're expecting a lot of your body and you need to put the right kind of fuel into it. Tip number 3 is buy good equipment, and most importantly, good gear that you're putting on your body, so clothes. I spent the first couple field seasons and my first couple field experiences wearing mostly like hand-me-down secondhand t-shirts and things I bought at the Goodwill, and there's no problem with that. But there are a few pieces of gear that you really do need to buy good quality, because your whole day is affected by them. Number one is boots. Don't scrimp on hiking boots or running shoes, depending on where you're working. Buy good quality ones that are sturdy, that have really good grip, and that feel good around your ankles with good ankle support. You need good grip because you're going to be walking all over the place, and trust me, I've fallen off of the side of a mountain before, and this was with good, great hiking boots. It's scary, and you need that grip because if you're sliding down the side of a mountain, you want something to cling on to the side with, like, your feet. So, good boots. And I also had a coworker who couldn't walk down the side of a mountain because she didn't have good ankle support, and so she was tripping and falling all over the place. And so she went and bought new boots, right away. So good boots are really important. Good shirts are really important too. I like long sleeve because even if it's hot out, you can get breezy long sleeve and it won't, scratch your arms up. Good pants. I've had pants split right down the butt crack on more field experiences than I would like to admit. So make sure you buy good pants so you don't inadvertently show everybody your butt. And a good hat. You want a hat because you need to be able to see. And good gloves. So good things that you put on your body are important because they keep you safe and they keep you happy and they keep you dry. So I'm going to cut this short because it's at 6 minutes right now and that's already pretty long. But the answer to the anonymous question that I got on my Tumblr was 3 things. Get enough sleep, eat well, and wear good gear. You're going to thank me for it in the field when you're happier than all the other coworkers. Learn from my experiences and go forth and prosper and be awesome archaeologists. I hope you guys have a really good afternoon.